YouTubers, welcome back to Maxwell Starr's beer review. Tonight we're going to take a look at, not anything from Garrison, but something from Propeller and Sea Level Brewing. We're going to take a look at their collaboration ale, Alpha Dog Wet Hopped Collaboration Ale, made with 100% Annapolis Valley hops. This one is the stuff of legends. Propeller Brewery in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and Sea Level Brewery in Port Williams, Nova Scotia, up near Kingston, New Minas, not Kingston, Kentville, New Minas, up in that little armpit of Nova Scotia up by the Bay of Fundy. They got together, this is the second year they brewed it, got together and made a special collaboration beer using all Nova Scotia grown wet hops. And what wet hops means is that they used fresh hops. They're not dried out, they're not in pellet form, they're actually leaf hops that are put into the brew kettle straight and end up giving a nice fresh taste as well as a very, very bitter taste because a lot of the acid is still there intact. Alpha Dog, of course, gets its name from the amount of alpha acids they put in this. I don't know if this is technically classified as an IPA from what I've heard. It's very much so like an IPA and it's very intensely bitter. It says Alpha Dog is wet hopped ale. Alpha Dog Wet Hot Ale features the freshest local hops from Nova Scotia's Annapolis Valley. Once harvested, these hops are shipped undried or wet to Propeller's brew kettle in Halifax. Their oils and resins at their peak. Alpha Dog is a collaboration between Sea Level Brewing in Port Williams and Propeller Brewing in Halifax, and it's got the logos for both companies there on the side of the bottle. Now, the Annapolis Valley is a valley on the northwest side of Nova Scotia. I actually have family from there. And it's also where the famous YouTube beer reviewer Al Harlock of Hoogly's video reviews is from, in that region. Very beautiful spot if you ever get a chance to go down there. I definitely recommend taking a look at it. Stop at Upper Clements Park. Love that place. 5.5% ABV, so not quite the straight typical IPA, but from what I've heard. Now, the big thing that this is so rare is it sells out every year. This is only the second year in a row that they've made them. By that I mean they made it in 2010, and they made it in 2011. And it's a fall seasonal. So right after the hops are fresh, they've been picked, they make the beer right out of them. Now, the big thing is I've had this sitting in my fridge for about 3 months, so I think I better finally get down to reviewing this and maybe do a good job of doing the review. So let's crack this thing open and not throw my BB around. Just totaled off the black IPA in this root beer, so I'm a little cut right now. Holy foam, holy foam, 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 foam. I will clean that up with paper towel in a bit. I'm sorry. Very. That's foamy. I think the same thing happened to Brew By Me in his review of this. I'm going to pause for a second and clean up the mess. Alright, so, lots of head. I don't think I have to explain that right now. Very bright white head, actually. In a very, it looks a little bit lighter maybe, but it looks just like what an IPA should like. And it also a strange little aspect is it's got a layered kind of head. If I hold it up like this, the light shining down on the head gives it almost like rings, like you find in wood or something. It's just, that's weird. Lots of carbonation. That's an understatement. Lots of carbonation come from there. It's a very golden orange appearance. Looks just like an IPA should, in my opinion. That's not bad looking. That's really nice. Ooh, look at that. Pretty. Alright. That's a lot of head. It's almost like whipped cream on top of that sucker. Very grapefruit and piney. Oh wow, that smells good. It's very citrusy grapefruit. Like the white grapefruit, not like the pinker grapefruit, the red grapefruit or something. It's not as sweet a smell of like citrus. Very piney citrus kind of smell. And that's coming through all that head. That's quite impressive. We can still a little down the side. The glass is wet. Wet hopped. Haha. Oh, it smells so good though. I'm almost getting like a subtle mango citrus, mango note or something, like some kind of tropical fruit note. I wonder what hops they use for this. Smells good. I could stand here smelling this all day. This is absolutely delicious smelling. I wish I didn't waste so much of it on the floor. That's alcohol abuse. Oh, that smells good. That smells delicious. Not really a lot of sweetness coming off of that. Not like no discernible malt smells. Just this nice rice. This nice little, like, gentle, tropical, grapefruit, pine, hoppy notes. A lot of hops coming out in this one. Now, I should mention, and I think I started saying it, is that the name Alpha Dog comes from the alpha percent, which means the alpha acids that are in hops. And the alpha acids, more so than the beta acids, give hops their their bitterness. Like the beta acids are more for flavor, the hop flavor, whereas alpha makes a more intense bitterness. And I think the hops they use for this is probably something like 11% or something. I'm not absolutely certain. I can't say for sure. But your hops can get pretty damn bitter. Anyway, let's give this a taste. Wow. Woo, that's bitter. Woo. But it's not too bad. Wow, that's it's got a nice, very mellow, malty backbone to it that adds a little bit of a caramel sweetness to the back, but it's a very intense, bitter beer. That's got to be in excess of 80 IBUs. Holy cow. Like the first thing you taste is a piney bitterness. Piney floral. In the back of the mouth you get a piney floral bitterness. As it goes down, it's a piney floral bitterness. But on the center of the tongue you get a slight amount of like a light caramel maltiness mixed with a piney bitterness. But one thing I will say about this beer is it's light and fluffy. It comes across as being at most a medium-bodied beer. It's not thick. This would be very refreshing if we were incredibly used to your hoppy beers. And I love my hoppy beers. But when it comes to hops, that's a buttload of them. Holy cow. Now I think in this one, in last year's version of the Alpha Dog, the malts were even grown from Nova Scotia. Whereas in this one, I think it's imported. But still tastes good. Finishes dry and very almost light. That's pretty good. I'm going to sit down with this one, come back with some thoughts. Be right back. And we're back with Propeller and Sea Level's Alpha Dog Wet Hopped Collaboration Ale. So, what did I think about this? I actually really enjoyed it. Very enjoyable beer. Perhaps it's lost a little bit of its freshness appeal because I've had this in the fridge for 3 months. But it's a very tasty, very beautiful beer. Rate Beer and Beer Advocate both identify this as being in the IPA style. So I'm going to rate this as being as such. It's a little bit more bitter than you would expect from your typical IPA. But that said, if that's what you want, then delicious. As far as being a hophead goes, Also delicious. I gotta say, it's pretty good. It's not so much grapefruity as it's more on the piney side of things. If you're a fan of more of the grapefruity or floral type of beers, you might enjoy that more than you. If you're on the grapefruit or floral kind of beers, this may not be the best beer for you. But if you absolutely love your piney beers, this is a pretty decent one for you. Now, it's not the best IPA in the world. It's not the greatest. It's certainly a fantastic beer from for a joint beer for two major breweries in Nova Scotia. Or, well, a major and a minor, but maybe major someday, who knows. Okay, whatever. This is actually still really good. So I do recommend this particular beer, and if you do see it, it's definitely worth the hype and definitely worth picking up, but I wouldn't say it's much worth more than anything in a 4 out of 5. I do enjoy this, and I hope to try it again someday. It's your average IPA, to be totally honest. I doubt something like this would really supplant Propeller's IPA in my mind for a good IPA. I'd still take a I'd still take a Propeller's standard IPA over this one, but if because of the fact that it comes out once a year, I would try this again, and I totally recommend you do so as well. If you get a chance to try the Alpha Percent Dog Wet Hop Collaboration Ale, give her a shot because you're probably going to enjoy it, and if not, what's wrong with you? Alright, so that's it for me from Maxwell Starr's Beer Reviews. Thank you for watching, and talk to you later. Cheers.